Hello everyone. Today our group we're talking about the mobile payment technology. In our presentations, we will first have introduction about mobile payment, and then we will talking about two specific technology, NFC and QR code, and finally we will have a discussion about the future directions and concurrent about the mobile payment. So, first of all, what is mobile payment? So you are customers, you submit an orders using the mobile payments app, and the mobile payment app will contact the payment gateway, and the gateway will confirm the payments by the bank. And when the merchant receives the payout, the bank will respond the result, and the customer will finish the order. So that is really easy. So from the last slide, we will say there are several characteristics of mobile payment. First of all is mobility. So mobility, it's actually get rid of geographic restrictions and free consumers from the shackles. And then it is real time. Real time means it's no limited to the business hours and can be used anytime and anywhere. And finally, accuracy is the most important thing because we need to make sure that we need to pay with accuracy amount of money. So when we get familiar with what is mobile payments, let me introduce about the NFC, near field communication. So NFC is a short-range wireless proximity technology that worked at 13.56 MHz. And the large distance between the consumer and the NFC radar is 4 centimeters. So in NFC, we will discuss three main components of the NFC mobile phone. First of all is host controller. So host controller interface is a logical interface that allowing an NFC front end to communicate directly with an application processor and multiple secure elements. And the second is the secure element. So secure elements is a smart card microcontroller which contains securely storing keys and executing code escalations from the phone. The last one is NFC controller. So this controller is a component that receives a message from the host controller and then enables NFC transaction and communicate with NFC readers. So after we're talking about lots of NFC technology, but why that's developed so slow? Because it is developed in 2002, and just in recent years, it's developed a lot. Why that is happened? So the main reason is to achieve NFC mobile payment, the mobile phone must contain secure elements. However, SE can be built in mobile phone or as a removable component such as SIM card, which makes competitions between MNOs and mobile phone manufacturers. So the NFC actually has some solvable approaches to solve the problems. One of the main approach used in Google Payments and Android Pay is using the host card emulation. So HCE install keys with full software isolated method. It will have a low cost and easy to manage, but always say it's the lowest security. And there are other approaches like Cloud SE or trusted execution environment. So there are lots of approaches to solve the secure elements problem. So after we were talking about the NFC, we actually introduced another technology called QR code. So the QR code is designed by Japanese company, and now there are 40 versions of QR code. And currently we are used a form of 177 times 177 white and dark cells. From the right-hand side, you can see there are sample QR code, and let me introduce very specific things to know what the details in the QR code. Okay, so we see there are three red squares. It contains the positions of information of the QR code. They combine with timing and alignment to help a scanner to correctly scan the QR code from any angle. And next, when you say the pink one, it's actually tells scanners the standard vertical and horizontal orientations of the QR code. And the purple one is used to correct the positions of QR code. And the central coordinate of the purple will be identified to correct the distortion of the symbol. And the yellow one which contains fault tolerance level and data mask. And we will see there also has some blue ones. So the blue rectangles contain the version information for QR code, which improves the efficiency of a scanner. And the last one is the green one. So the green one is used for separating positions information. And another rectangle that in the QR code is actually contains the data in the QR code. So when we're familiar with what the information stored in the QR code, we get familiar with what we can use in QR code. So there are two main approaches or payment methods to use in QR code. So first of all is active payment. So assume you're a consumer and you firstly will send the payment request to the merchant. And the merchant will send identified information to the mobile app server. And the server will verify the request from the merchant that returns the generated QR code. The next step, the merchant will show the QR code to the consumer so that the consumer can scan the QR code. And when they scan the QR code, it should verify the payment information to the mobile app server. The mobile app server will verify the information, and when it's success, the consumer can make the payment. And when the payment is finished, the mobile app server will notify the consumer and the merchant that the payment is successful. So there are another approaches called passive payment. Also, you are a consumer and want to buy something, and firstly, you verify identity to the mobile app server. And the mobile app server will send the QR code back to you, and you can show the QR code to the merchant. And the merchant will scan the QR code and send the request to the mobile app server. The app server will verify the merchant's identity and pay. And when pay is over, it will notify the result to the consumer. Finally, notify the result to the merchant that the payment is successful. So we're talking about lots of details about the NFC and the QR code. Let's compare each of them and to say what the differences between the NFC and the QR code. We're talking about the implementations. The NFC mobile payments actually needed some devices with NFC features and NFC POS system. So that means it's a little bit difficult to manage. But for the QR code, it just needed devices with camera. And I believe that most of our currently used phones has that abilities. And for the security level and efficiency, the NFC will performs better because it has a higher security level and is faster to use to do a payment. And the NFC also do not need some network access, but the QR code, in some cases, it needed because it need to generate the QR code, but nowadays is actually can go offline. But some of the cases it also needs some network access. For the future development in mobile payment, we have some three directions. First of all, we can improve the security level, and we can improve the digital storage, and we can also improve the payment integrations. For the security level, nowadays or in the future, there are lots of development in biometrics. Like you can see there are lots of people can use the fingerprints or face to finish the order or finish the payment. And for the data storage, we need to make sure the combinations with big data and cloud computing. And for the payment integration, there are several integrations of financial technology and mobile phone, or the integrations of payment accounts, the integrations of payment instruments, and also integrations of transaction information. So we're talking about lots of mobile developments. So first of all, we are talking about what is mobile payment. And for each of them, I will talking about two specific technologies using the mobile payment. And we have a comparison between each of the technology. And we also have a future directions about mobile payment for secure data storage and payment integrations. So that's all of our presentations, and thank you for the listening.